ADA, we start with 1 hour chart. Just I want to give a quick update. First of all, if you refer to my last analysis, since the price was, if I move my line here, right? Even since the price was within this correction, we mentioned we can look for sell and with a breakout of 2.1, because we mentioned we could put our entry below this. That's why I mentioned we want to see whether the price can break 2.065 or not. If the price couldn't break, we mentioned we are not going to keep the trade. That's why I mentioned any trade from here for sale, we need to be quite careful. Anyway, this is what we get. Even we get the reversal, we get the second opportunity to look for buy. That's why I mentioned I'm not really interested to look for sell, but this is the only option with the breakout of two. I mean, that's mean we put our entry at 2.1 with the breakout of 2.065. At least we start to manage. If it's moving in what direction, we keep the trade. If not, we take out the trade. Anyway, we don't need this line anymore, and we move to higher time frame. We know what we have based on higher time frame. Anyway, again, if we refer to our analysis, we mentioned the way we can look at the chart two ways. Either this is the start of the up move, or we look at this one as a flat for one more drop. At least the price drop to 1.82 before we get the reversal, and this is the best option we're looking for. Right? This is what we have been discussed. I'm discussing. There is no much changes. The only thing is we want to see how we can conform with this correction. That's why we mentioned even we get any trade for buy within this correction, we take it, but be considered as a short term. But the best thing is if the price can break the lowest price of this correction, then from there we take the reversal. This is what we have been discussing. And if we move to forward chart, this is what we have been looking for as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We want the price at least to retest 1.9, confirm the breakout of this correction as a second option. Then any reversal, we can take the trade for long term, because we mentioned if we refer to the indicators, we see the way is moving is losing the momentum, and we had the divergence, and even we see the breakout of the correction, we can expect to get the divergence for the long term. If we wants to buy, when I say for the long term, but that's mean if he wants to look for buy. But what I can see here, we get this down move following by this correction. If this one turned to a correction relative to this move, the next down move, simply we can expect the price to retest 1.9 at least. This is what we are looking for, and this is what we are more interested to get if we want to look for buy as a long term. All right. But again, it doesn't mean the price cannot reverse from here. Even we can expect the price reverse from here, and this one turn to a different type of the flat. Our correction turn to flat before we get the down move or continuation. But at this point, what I can see here, I want to see whether we can put this one as a correction relative to this or not. Okay. That means if we get one more drop, this is what we're looking for. Anyway, whether we should look for buy or sell as a short term, if I move to 1 hour chart, we want to see what we have based on 1 hour chart first. As we can see the price, this one almost retest the previous low, and we get this one, and right now we want to see whether we can look at this one as a correction to look for buy or not. If we get any buy from here, any opportunity to look for buy, the targets as a short term we look for is 2.16 following by 2.2. Then from there we want to see whether the price can break this zone or not. How to look for trade? The only way is to put our entry above the top. But if we want to put our entry above the top, what we want the price sharply break and continue, and as long as the price tag 2.16, we move our stop loss to break even. This is the only way we can look for buy from here. That's why the traders, they need to be quite careful whether they want to take this trade or not. And how about if the price simply tag and drop? Because we can consider this one turn to a correction relative to this. That's why we need to be quite careful. It's not really good to trade to put our entry above here. Okay, it's not really good trade setup, but this is the only way. Or we wait for one more drop, price drops and retest the previous low. Maybe we don't need this line anymore. We take out this line. All right. Then if this one turned to a flat, any reversal as a sharp move flag, from there we will take the trade. Okay, because we can expect this one turn to a more complex rather than what we have right now. Okay, but for me, if I get opportunity, I will take the trade for buy. And this is the lines we take it. And if we want to look for sell, sharp move following by correction, we take the trade. And don't think this is the good trade to look for sell. That's why we prefer to see the continuation. If we see any rejection following by sharp move flag, from there we take the trade rather than look for sell from here. It doesn't mean we cannot take the sell from here. We can, but I don't think in the term of the risk and reward can give me a good trade, because we need to see the breakout of the lowest price and following by 1.9. Okay. Anyway, For me, at this times, we don't see any trace at all for buy. If I want to look for buy, I prefer to see one more drop. If this one turned to flat, may take one more up. And from there, if there is a continuation and see the breakout of this one, I will keep the trade. If not, I will take out the trade. Any sell from there, I will take it. All right. This is what I'm going. This is how I'm going to look for trade. But selling from here at this point, I won't suggest it unless I see some changes. Right? Because what I'm thinking, if I move to forward chart, I'm thinking this one turned a deeper move. If this is the correction relative to this, before I take the sell. All right, that's what the why I want this one turn to deeper move, because there is a possibility this one turn to flat. All right, and as what we know, we are more interested to look for buy, not the sell. All right, it doesn't mean that the price cannot drop, but we are more interested to look for buy. This is what I'm looking for. Anyway, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Thanks.